Good morning and welcome to the channel. Right, this today is absolutely nothing to do with a drone. In fact, it couldn't be, well, I suppose really sort of to do with the drone because in the summer, the motorbike, which this is all to do with, I use the motorbike to go to places, to fly the drone, blah, 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 blah. Now, so today it's going to be about this. Okay, this is basically a copy, I suppose, of a Quadlock. I got this from Aliexpress with the postage, I don't know, €8–9. Got here super quick, I don't know, less than a week. So I'm not going to compare it to a Quadlock because I haven't got a Quadlock. I know people that have got Quadlocks. I also know people that have got these. I've got to be honest, I personally can't see any difference in these whatsoever. I really can't. Quadlock do their anti-vibration damper thing that you put down. You can get them from these as well. My take on that is they seem to shake just as much. Okay, but the bottom line is, you know, Quadlock is, I don't know, €50–60, I think. Well, I want something that's going to hold my phone. It's not going to fall out without spending a fortune. I'm not knocking Quadlock at all. You know, it's fine, it's great. Okay, so let's tip the camera down a bit, okay, and let's see what we've got in the box, shall we? Okay, one empty box. So we have a set of instructions. Well, we have a bit of paper with a few instructions on, but at the end of the day it's pretty self-explanatory. So okay, let's start with the actual holder itself. First of all, shall we? I mean, there's not really much you can say, is that it does, you know, it's made to do the job that it was intended for, which is to hold your phone. I've examined Quadlocks. This doesn't, material wise, this doesn't look any different at all to a Quadlock. Okay, so what other little bits and pieces have we got for this? So we have different fittings for the bars. I mean, there's one already in there, and we've got another two here. We have our trusty Allen key. We have our pad with 3M on the back, and the actual locking bit on the other side. And then we get this piece, which you stick this first of all to the phone case that you're going to use. Now, okay, phone cases, of course, if you're not happy with this, if you're not happy with sticking this onto a phone case, there's nothing stopping you actually getting the Quadlock case, which this or their own version is incorporated as part of the case and not stuck on. Okay, but for now, and I have no reason to believe that this won't work. Now, my phone, I don't want the case that I'm going to use on the bike to be the case that I'm going to use all the time, because one, with this on the back of it, obviously it changes things, you know, it makes this bigger. So when I want to put it in the car, or I want to put it in the controller of the drone, then I've got to take this off. So this case, and another thing I like about this case, but this was also from AliExpress, cheap as chips. This has got a little slidey thing on the back here, see, which you can shut to protect your camera. Now I think this is really good, because when it's on the bike, obviously your camera is going to be facing oncoming. It gets a bit of protection. Okay, so now it's all down to, when you think about it, actually getting this nice and clean. So we're going to get a wipe, an alcohol wipe, and we're going to give this case I mean, it's a new case, so you know it shouldn't be dirty, but we're going to give it a good clean. And as long as we get it nice and clean, I see no reason at all why this should ever part company. I mean, I've used these 3Ms on lots of things over the years, and still do. And I've got to be honest, I've never ever had any problem with them at all. So, there we go. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so first of all, we're going to put this, without drawing lines and everything else, we're going to get this as much in the middle as we can. Now this is the bit where you stand there wishing that you had nails, because these things never ever want to separate. Right, I see that. Look at that. I gotta be honest, pretty good, I would have thought. Now I look at this thinking, hang on a sec, is this double-sided? You know what? I don't think it is. I think this is just... I don't think that this side comes off this at all. I think this is just basically... Okay, so I've got no air bubbles in that. Probably not the straightest bit of let's stick it on, but you know what? You tend to think that, does this peel off again? But no, it doesn't. It doesn't appeal to see, so I'm presuming that this is just giving this some sort of natural base for it to stick to. No, okay, so we could be there forever trying to pull that off, and at the end of the day it ain't going to do it. So I'm thinking that sticks to that, and that's it. So we get a bit off here. Again, one of these things that never seems to want to peel off. This is where you could do with a wife, isn't it, eh? With her nails, and you say, I'll pull this off for me. Right. I'm thinking to myself, you know, I don't know. This, I should have done it, and this is one I did earlier, but no. We'll persevere. This is a good thing about doing this like that. You know, we haven't practiced this. This is this is, yeah, okay, we'll get this done sooner or later. And if we do, it'll be great. If we don't, well, bear with me. Because you know what, I'm beginning to think, is this ever going to come off here? You know, I don't want to pull too much at the corners and then find out that, you know, the corner that I've pulled it is the bit where it doesn't stick down. Okay, I've got some tweezers here that And there we go. Dearie me. Okay. Now there's no particular, from what I can see, up, down, left, right. I don't think it really matters at all. So we will endeavour to get that there, like that. And we will push this on nicely, and that's connected well to that. And that's it. And on the black case, I've got to be honest, I'd say that looks pretty good, eh? Now this is obviously only going to be as good as this, and right now it doesn't seem to be doing much. So I'm beginning to wonder, this must be double-sided. This has got to be double-sided, because that didn't stick to that at all. There must be another side that comes off this. Okay, and there you go, it is. Silly me. They don't actually make this very clear, do they? I've got to be honest. Right, so we're going to go now to take 2, and we're going to stick this one down there, and hopefully this time we're going to have a bond that is not going to move. What a difference. You know what, these things, you know, like I said, I have no problem at all with using things from Aliexpress or any other, you know, maker like themselves or suppliers. But there is no mention in this section, in the instructions at all, regarding that extra piece. Okay, maybe you don't have to use that extra piece. Maybe it could have gone straight to the phone case. You know, I don't know. Even if they put on this lot that you peel off, you know, some of the screen protectors that you get with a phone case, you know, it has peel this side first, then this side. There's nothing on this. You know, I mean, it's simply, yeah. Okay, but this now, this seems a good bond. I mean, it does. So we seem pretty good. Now, once again, and there's our case fitted on the lock. You know, and I gotta be honest, sturdy, solid. There doesn't seem any problem with that at all. You know, push this in to release it, and off it comes. Okay, it's stiff. You know, it's new, it's stiff. That suits me down to the ground. I don't want it falling off the bike. I'd rather it be stiff. Right, so let's have a look at this, shall we, and see which one we're going to use. I would think it's the one that's in. Okay. Now we're going to have to relocate in a minute. Now I've ordered 2 of these. 2. There you go. And reason being, I've got 2 bikes, but only one at the moment. I've just sold my one bike, which was a Suzuki. So the one that we're fitting it to today is an old Transalp, a 93 Transalp that I own, and yeah, so we put it on that. I got a new bike on order, which when it gets here, well, I'm going to do a few bits and pieces about the new bike and everything else, but that's for another video, and that's certainly for another day. So okay, we're just going to have a quick pause, and I'm going to relocate the camera, and while I'm doing that, this can get itself nicely set. So bear with me while we get set up over by the bike. Okay, so let me just go and get the bit that we need, and so we're going to put it here. Okay, and then there's multiple adjustments on this. There's like little raspy things where this can turn by degrees, and also this one here does exactly the same thing. So in theory, you can play around with this, and basically you should be able to get this more or less where you want it angled on the bike. And of course you can have it upways, sideways, preference again. So I think we're going to sit this, about here. It shouldn't be in any way of any cables. It shouldn't be, well, in actual fact, it shouldn't be in the way of anything at all. So first of all, let's just put this part down a minute. And what we're going to do, let's put this here, okay. So we don't want the joint at the top. Just watch that cable there. But I think when it's on, that should be fine. Maybe we slide it down to get it round there first of all. So round these cables like that, and then we can slide it back up like that there. Okay, so we've got the joint facing down, so we've got a good secure at the top. I'll just get the bolt, and yes, the one that was fitted in it was the one that the right size for these bars, which I'm sure will probably do all of them, to be fair. Now, what we don't want to do is, you want this to grip nicely, but at the same time you don't want it, or you certainly don't want to over tighten this too much. And we've got plenty of, I'm just wondering, to be fair, maybe if we drop this a little further up like that. We're just off the collar. There's a little, you know what? I think that's going to be about right there. So we're going to do this one up here. And like I say, this is a mobile phone that it's holding. It's not, you know. So yes, we want it nipped up, but we certainly, we don't want to put, you know, it's on a rubber inside here, which, you know, that seems, it's not excessively done up, but at the same time we're pretty good now. Okay, so we're sort of gonna have a look. Let's get the phone case, and rather than put the phone in right now, we're sort of going to be have this about here. So now, do you know what? Just like the Quadlock thing, you know, it can be a bit awkward to put in. There's no two ways about it. Maybe if I actually did this up a little bit while we're messing around with this, it probably would make life a little bit simpler to get it exactly where we want it. So okay, let's have a look. So we get this on here and push that in and turn. Okay, so that's where it is now. That's locked in, that's the height. Okay, so we can get to the bottom one to adjust it, and I think we're gonna sort of throw it down and over to the left a bit. It is a bit awkward with the case on, but if you take the case off, then you sort of think, well, where exactly did I want it? So yeah, I think we'll leave the case on and adjust it like this, shall we? Okay, right. So I think if we lean that like that, to about that angle there, and we're going to do this one up there. Okay. Once again, you know, you don't need huge force. I don't think these things will vibrate loose. I mean, if they did, you could always put a bit of thread lock on. Let's be honest, I don't think it's going to need it. Okay, just for now. And then I think we'll turn this one. Let's just take this off a minute, shall we? Well, we would do. There we go. Okay, we want this one to get it back straight. I reckon that'd be about right. Like I say, personal choice for us all, really. Is where it's got to be. Okay, and that completely comes apart, as you can see. Wow. Okay. So we're going to put that back on there again. And I'm going to get this, hopefully, to where I wanted it to be. Which is there, but you know what? Maybe just a little bit. Have I actually put that on the right way? Hang on a sec. Let's get Mark 2 out. I have a feeling that possibly, I don't know, I think it is. Is it? Push, push. These look the same there. Yeah, it can only go the one way. Okay. Always handy to have a second one. Okay, right. Sorry about that, folks, but you know. Okay, so we're sort of looking maybe just a little tiny bit more this way. You have to be careful with this. It seems to go, if you do it too far, the whole thing falls off. There you go. I'd say that's probably about where I want it. I mean, final adjustments when you're out, you know, well, no, not when you're out on the road, because you're not going to be doing this when you're out on the road, are you? So let's have a little, we're going to have a little pull of all of these now. We're just going to check this one again, because the rubber will compress, which it has done. Okay, so that's nice and tight. And we're going to just nip this one up nice and tight. Okay, and this one here. Okay, right, so that's all that done. So, looking at this again, roughly, you do see people that they tend to, there you go. That's it. I mean, you could actually maybe take that down a bit. Like I say, we'll have to get the actual, okay, the actual size. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my phone out of the original case that I use it in, and I'm going to plonk it in this one here, the one that's going to be for the bike, like that. And you know what? I'm thinking to myself that that's okay. Any 5-month adjustments? Well, yeah. Okay, so let's just unclick this a minute. So there you go. I'm pretty pleased with that. That's what it looks like. Obviously, this one here, this is the Garmin. This one, the sat nav. Maybe this I'll turn. I don't know. Maybe turn it possibly just a little bit more. I'm not too sure. But when you're actually sat on the bike, yeah, I think that looks quite good. Time will tell. It's nicely visible. You know, I mean, it's firm, it's solid. Nothing against Quadlock. I'm not saying Quadlock's better, worse. I think they're both of them are a really good bit of kit. It's personal choice. Basically, it's personal choice. I'd rather spend money and spend. I'd rather save money, and I'd rather be spending that money I saved on a camping trip and getting out there on the motorbikes and enjoying it. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope, you know, if people are thinking maybe you're buying one of these and they're not too sure, like I said, I know people that's got both of them. None of them have let them down. For me, I'm well satisfied with this. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you do, give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. See you soon. Take care. Bye for now.